Welcome to Kitchen Adventures. I hope that all of you are doing good. Last week we celebrated our mother's birthday and today I am going to share a vlog from that day. I started the preparations a day in advance, and as my mother is very close to plants, I decided to give her a potted plant. However, instead of buying a new pot for the plant, I decided to make one at home. I've made these incisions at the bottom of the pot so that excess water can drain out of the plant. I had these little plastic decorations shaped like gemstones and I decided to bring them into use. Every year my sister and I do something special for our mother's birthday, and this year also was no less different. I really enjoy making craft items at home, and making this pot was very easy. It took only about 10 minutes. Now I'm letting it dry for some time. After finishing with the pot, we headed off to the market to buy some gifts for my mother along with a plant to put in the pot. The weather was just lovely. When children are young, parents celebrate the birthdays of their little ones with much enthusiasm and excitement. And when these children grow up, they do the same for their parents. Perhaps this is the beauty of life manifested through time. In our house, we don't have the custom of celebrating birthdays with large fanfare and parties. Instead, it is our little tradition that on the birthday of each family member, I bake a cake of their favorite choice. Their favored dish is made for lunch or dinner, and we gift each other small gifts. Sometimes we also go on short vacations during the birthdays. It was a fruitful journey to the market, and we bought some really nice gifts for mother. In the evening, I baked her favorite cake, which is Lemonese Cake. I have already shared the recipe of Lemonese Cake in my channel, and you can check out the recipe by clicking on the link in the description box. This channel is the handiwork of my sister and I, and as we are usually busy with work and study, we don't get much time to shoot videos. So whenever I make something special at home, my sister shoots videos and uploads them on the channel. I've baked Lemonese Cake earlier too, and I wanted it this time to be somewhat different. So I made a lemon glaze to give it that special touch, and this enhanced its flavor multiple times. It started raining heavily at night, and I was so glad that I had done the shopping earlier in the morning. As it was raining after a very long time, it was a much needed relief for everyone. While it was still raining, I started making the birthday card. For the base of the card, I've used this wedding invitation card. I also got this beautiful film of paper from a card which I'm using as a base to camouflage the writing of the card. I like collecting wedding cards as it comes in handy later while doing art and craft. All the writing of the card is now covered and the card looks very beautiful. My card is now ready for decoration and writing. I'm using neon paints to give an attractive look to the card. I've tried not to be wasteful while celebrating the birthday. All the items other than the gifts have been homemade. I don't like to write to the best mother in the whole world on my card because I believe that each mother is the best for their children. All the writing in the card is now over and I've also decorated it beautifully. It was still raining heavily and I moved on to packing the gifts which I had bought in the morning. It's a very small gift comprising of some cosmetic items and chocolates. But I know that my mother is going to love it. In today's world, gifting has become a very serious issue. Almost everyone seems to have everything. And no matter what we give, it just adds to the environmental burden. Obviously, I'm speaking for the top 5% of the wealthy population who are more into celebrating birthdays and anniversaries. The sky cleared up in the morning. I woke up early to start preparations for the birthday breakfast. Before moving on to cooking, I transferred the plant to the pot which I had made yesterday. This is an indoor plant and I've properly pressed it with soil and now it's all ready for gifting. It just needs to stay in the sun for some time to make it nice and firm. My mother is very close to nature and plants, and I guess I got this love for plants and nature from her. All the items for gifting are now ready. and then I moved on to preparation of breakfast. As it was an elaborate breakfast, I had already done some of the preparations the preceding night. I made upma with lots of vegetables as it is very healthy. I had already soaked the dal at night, and so preparation of the dal was just a jiffy. I had also made the dough for the puris earlier, and so all that was left was to just fry the puris. Preparation of breakfast is a tedious activity in my house, as the helper comes in later in the day to help my mother with preparation of lunch and dinner. In my house, everyone consumes breakfast at different intervals. My sister and I eat our breakfast early in the morning and leave for other activities. And then my mother takes care of breakfast for the rest of the family. So for her birthday, we decided to prepare a breakfast buffet for her with all her favorite food items. While the two of us were preparing the breakfast, everyone else was asleep at home. And now that we are setting the table, everyone has just woke up and getting ready for breakfast. These are her gifts and card which is being placed on her seat at the table. The breakfast table is now ready and everyone is just about to be seated. But before that, let's look at the items. Here is the upma. Here is some cottage cheese which I have prepared freshly. Croissants and bagels, breads that my mother loves. I could not make it due to time constraint and had it ordered online. Some delicious dal which I have cooked. Puris and boiled eggs, as no breakfast is complete without eggs. Some jam, of course. Tea, black tea for my mother. Mixed fruit juice. Here is her beautiful card along with her gift and the cake which I had prepared at night. The potted plant is also here. We had declared her birthday as a no-work day for mother. We did not go out for lunch or dinner as my father was not keeping well during that time, but I prepared lunch as well as dinner that day. For lunch I had made idlis as my mother loves South Indian food, and for dinner I had made biryani. Everyone heartily enjoyed the breakfast, and then it was time to cut the cake. The cake was very soft like sponge and my mother absolutely loved it. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my channel if you like watching my videos.